Today's story: the house that opens itself. They say a locked door keeps danger out, but in our street, one house unlocked itself every night, as if it was waiting for someone to return. I moved to Baramura 6 months ago to start over after my mother's death. It was quiet here, too quiet. A row of old British era houses, each with rusted gates and lemon trees in the yard. I rented the last one on the lane, number 14. The owner, an old woman named Mrs. Desai, met me outside. She looked frail, but her eyes stayed sharp, darting between the locked doors. When I asked why no one lived nearby, she smiled politely and said, "People move on. But some houses don't like being left alone." That night, as I unpacked, I heard the first sound. A click, not a mouse, not the fan, a metal click. The sound of a bolt unlocking. I thought it came from the back door. When I went to check, it was open, not wide, just enough to let cold air in. I locked it again, pushed a chair against it, and went to bed. At 3:11 a.m., I woke up to the same sound. The door was open again. The chair hadn't moved. It had folded itself neatly and leaned against the wall. The next morning, I called Mrs. Desai. She didn't sound surprised. She just said, "Lock it again tonight. It needs to remember who's living there now." That made no sense, but her tone was calm, like she'd said it before. The following nights, the pattern continued. I'd lock every door, check every bolt, even take photos. And every morning, one door would be open. Always the same one, the kitchen door. I started recording audio. At 2:58 a.m., the recorder caught a sound like shallow breathing, then the voice of a woman, very softly. "Is he asleep yet?" And a man's voice, answering, "Yes." "He's facing the wall. But I live alone." The next day, I noticed muddy footprints leading from the kitchen to my bed. Small feet, bare, child-sized. I followed them all the way back to the door and out into the yard. They stopped at the lemon tree. Under it, a faint patch of soil looked freshly turned. I called the police. They came, dug, and found a small box, wooden, wrapped in old cloth. Inside were a few baby toys, a pair of anklets, and a child's photograph. The officer said it looked like something people bury for luck or protection. He took it away. That night, the door didn't open. For the first time in weeks, the house stayed still. I slept deeply until I woke up to a sound, knocking from under the bed. Slow, patient knocks. I froze. Then a voice whispered from below, "Why'd you take my box?" I ran to the kitchen, out through the back door. It was already open. I saw the lemon tree again, and this time, a woman was standing beside it. Her face was half hidden by hair, but I could see her eyes, pale and distant. She said quietly, "You can keep the house. Just don't touch what belongs to my son." Then she turned, and I swear I saw her hands. They were digging faster and faster until the soil swallowed her wrists, then her arms. Then she was gone. I called the police again, but when they arrived, the soil was untouched. They said maybe I dreamt it. Maybe grief makes people see things. I left the house that week. When I met Mrs. Desai to return the keys, she didn't take them. She said, "Oh, don't worry. The house will open itself." I saw it as I drove away, the back door slowly swinging open, as if to wave goodbye. A month later, someone else rented the place. A young couple with a child. They said they loved the lemon tree. I smiled weakly and wished them luck. 2 nights ago, I got a call from an unknown number. A man's voice said, "Hello? We just moved into your old house. Do you know why the kitchen door keeps unlocking every night?" I didn't answer, but in the background, I heard a small child's laughter. And then, softly, a woman whispering, "He's facing the wall." Every house remembers its last family. Some remember too much, and some still wait for someone to come home. Thanks for watching the short audio story. Now subscribe and follow us for more stories every day.